All right. What is up, everybody? We are live. Live as I squeak my mic stand. JD, how's the sound, man, on both YouTube and Twitch, sir? Sounds good? Everything sounds good? Testing. Yeah, that is. And then we shall be on our way.
Let's do it.
All right. Just waiting for the thumbs up. If not, we'll just go ahead and go. Man, Discord's packed tonight. What's up, everybody? Humorous Matthew,
yeah.
Amazing Taco King, Zombie Pops, TN Laser. How you doing, man? You get into clan all right? I think I opened the door for you, man. Superior Solus, another new clanmate. And, of course, Microscientist. What's up, guys? Let me go ahead and pull up the chat so I can see you guys talking.
Oh, yeah.
Get that taken care of.
The clearest video of us and the quickest way to see text responses.
Yes, you will see the pre-show, too, before we actually start podcasting. So that's always nice. Thank you, JD Kent. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your help there, buddy. All right, let me go ahead and pull up the chat in
Yep. Thanks for joining, TN Laser.
Yeah, he's brand new.
And people write comments as we go along. There's times where we check them more often than others, but we definitely want to know your opinions also.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, don't need sniffles tonight. All right, if we sound good, let's get ready to podcast.
No ads, yes, Zombie Pops.
No ads. No, only the audio listeners hear the transitions. They're not ads, they're transitions.
They're ads saying that there's no ads. That's still an ad.
Don't you want to know when the next segment's coming up? That's what the ads are for. All right. Okay. I think we are ready to roll. And
oh hell, Zombie Pops, you don't have YouTube Premium? Gosh, I couldn't live without that.
Dude, that's not good. Good. I made sure the file transfer is correct.
Well,
okay.
No, fair. But I mean, like, I don't have Twitch Premium or whatever, but the YouTube, once you decide to buy one of them, YouTube's well worth it.
Dude, if you watch, I watch a ton of YouTube. People say, oh, there's so many ads. I'm like, I never see ads because I pay the $14 a month or something for YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Not to mention,
it's one of the best because there's a lot of learning on YouTube also. I feel like I used to be a hater also. I'm like, I don't want to pay for it. But once I did it, it was like one of the best decisions I ever made.
Right. Got my, just so, I'll shoot my mics. Got my, Gator goes to the UK. Gator goes to the UK. Guardian Downcast.
And you made it back alive.
I made it back alive. Yes, I did. That was for Heyoka. This is what I wore to the meetup. Okay, I think we're ready to go.
Speaking of ads, I have one on Twitch right now.
Do you really? I don't think I have pre-rolls on though. That's weird.
It doesn't matter. Twitch adds their own.
I got Turbo too. I went ahead and paid for Turbo on Twitch too because I watch a lot of Twitch and I don't really care to see ads. So either way, it works out.
Yeah. How much is Turbo?
$8.99 a month, I think. I mean, think about. I know. Believe me, prescriptions. Subscriptions can get out of hand, but think about where you spend the most of your time. YouTube and Twitch. If you're spending a lot of your time in those two areas, it's a no-brainer to get the premium versions. That way you don't have to deal with any ads. Plus, I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you, even if you don't get ads on YouTube and Turbo, I still get paid for, even if you don't see an ad because you're on YouTube Premium and you're watching the live stream, I'll still get money for that. It's not much. It's like 1/4% of a penny or something, but they do give us a little bit. Anyway. All right. You all set, Kingsley? Let's do this, man.
Oh yeah. I'm always waiting for you, not me.
I know. I'm stalling. Here we go. 3, 2. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 313 of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those of you who may have just discovered our podcast, we're a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise. But we like to sprinkle in some entertainment and other topics of discussion relating to our hobbies from time to time as well. We also have roundtable episodes typically every month for a more diverse conversation. But this month, it's all about Destiny 2, baby. For those of you listening right now on the podcast platforms out there and want to check out our live shows, let's go to Todd the Gator. That's TODDTHEGATR on YouTube and Twitch. And like I said, I post the live shows in our Discord community too as an event, so you can go there as well. Like all the gentlemen in our chat tonight are listening in or watching in. You can listen or watch. You don't have to see our ugly faces. You can just listen in while you're gaming. It's really nice. But anyway, I speak for myself there, Kingsley. I apologize. So by the way, if you do see the event tab in the Discord and you want to be notified when we go live, when our event stage is live, just RSVP. Just say, hey, I'll be there. And you don't have to be there, but it just gives you, it basically just gives you a notification on the event tab. So like I said, hit that RSVP if you plan on attending, or you can just drop by anytime. It's no big deal. We also engage with our chats in all three areas as well, usually on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll also have a replay of tonight's show on my YouTube and Twitch channels. And of course, the audio version is always available to all of our podcast apps out there. Or you can go to our website, guardiandowncast.com, to listen to any individual episodes whenever you like. It's a pretty cool website too. It's not bad. It's funded by our Patreon community. So this week, Kingsley Mac is back from vacation, and we have both dipped our toes into the new Edge of Fate content. Kingsley, how you doing, man? From the great state of Utah.
I'm glad to be here once again. Got some tequila mixed drink to celebrate the opening week of Edge of Fate. And I'm very rested from a vacation, talk a little small details when we catch up.
Sure. We don't have to get into those clubs you went to. It's all right. We don't have to say that. Just kidding. This week, it's like I said, it's all about impressions. But next week, I just want to let you guys know that this will be mostly spoiler free tonight as it pertains to Edge of Fate. We have a policy in our Discord community where for the first week of any new content, we don't talk about specifics. We don't spoil anything. We have a Destiny spoiler channel if you ever want to go there and talk amongst our community and talk about spoilers and stuff you played already. But tonight it's all about first impressions. So we'll be fairly vague, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled on anything in the new Edge of Fate. So keep that in mind. We'll also catch up on our week, as I have one new movie review, and we might, like I said, find out more about Mike's vacation experience in Vegas last week. Finally, we're going to answer any questions from our chat live. And if there's anything in our Discord community questions for the show, that's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast if you want to join our awesome community. And hey, don't forget to say hello when you get in there. And you'll be surprised how many people say hello back. So it's the new phase of the Destiny 2 game, and we're here for it. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. It's Mr. Kingsley Mac. Good to see you, man. I want to start off by asking you how your vacation went in Vegas, because Mr. Elmerfuck Games did an awesome job filling in for you last week, but definitely missed your analytical commentary that you usually have. And just curious, man, how did Vegas go last week with the misses?
Well, amazing. I like to let loose and have fun when the time is right, even though I'm pretty no nonsense on the podcast. And wife and I did a bunch of shows, a bunch of fun time, spent entirely too much money, no gambling because that's not our style, right, but pretty much everything else you can think of. Hint, hint, we did. And had a lot of fun. And this is a trip we've been planning for a long time. And ate a lot of good food, very refreshing. Got back, I'm like, oh, I wish we could stay longer, right? But really glad we went, and it was a good timing, right? The week before Edge of Fate, and then work is starting to kick up again a little bit. But I feel like it was a good week. It was a really good week too, because it was right after 4th of July week and stuff, and we kind of had like a super extended break between the 4th and everything like that. So I'm back at it. I'm slowly edging into my work. I have it lucky, you and me, we run our own businesses. Wife had to hit the ground running. I always feel bad. I feel like guilty at times, like how good I have my business compared to how much she has to work. But she enjoys her job at least. And how many people can say that, right? That even have a salary job. Not a lot of people can.
Very true.
So that's good. But, people, had fun, and and that was a good trip. And yeah, so that's the main thing that's new with me. You know, if we can talk a little bit about other entertainment, like some stuff we've been doing,
Yeah, yeah,
our
absolutely,
little
man. Yeah, I
major
mean,
and stuff. But
it's our
yeah,
show. We can talk about what we want. I mean, don't worry, we're gonna
exactly.
definitely get into we're definitely gonna get into Destiny, but I I'm a day behind everybody when it comes to the new Edge of Fate expansion, and I heard good things though. I heard everyone got in within like 15 or 20 minutes. I've heard that there's bugs, so we'll get into that. We'll get into that part. But it's been I think I've maybe got a total of about 3 hours in the game. So I'm going to be asking you more about questions tonight on your impressions, probably. But I have things to say too. I have a lot of things to talk about that I did play, and it does include the portal system. But Grandma Special Boy, oh hey, first time getting to watch you guys ever. Been a long time listener on Spotify, and Todd, you look exactly like I thought you would. I hope that's a compliment. And I love the show. Thank you, Grandma Special Boy. It's a cool name, man. I like that name. Thank you for popping in. You know, we hope a lot of our audio listeners will tune in to see what our live show's about. But going back to our week, I was on PS5 and I pre-downloaded everything. Just like Bungie set it up. Everything was preloaded the night before, so it was really nice. But I did a ton of bounty prep. In fact, I didn't finish. Let's get to our gentlemanly wager, because why not? We had a wager. I'm sure if you guys listened to last week's episode, we talked about it. Kingsley and I had a gentleman's wager, since we had a little bit of downtime before Edge of Fate, that he would watch 2 seasons of Andor, which is what, 21 hours, I think, 20 episodes at an hour each, because they're all pretty much a solid hour.
To be fair, they're usually about 40-ish minutes, but you know, if you want to say an hour, sure.
That's true. So, okay, we'll just cut it to like 18 hours, maybe something like that. But the other part of the bet was I had to play the full story, not all the side missions, just the full story of Claire Obscura, Expedition 33. And I got to admit, it takes a lot to get me to try another game. And I did jump in and I played about 82% of the game, I think. But I have not finished it. Obscure, yes, it is Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. It's funny, my autocorrect on my phone always tells me to say Obscura. I don't know if it's a French thing or what, but yeah, I got about 80 or so percent. So I've hit the first boss, which was it looked like a doll that spun in the air around a big. She was in like a big stadium, like a palace. It looked like Callus's palace. It was real gold, very fancy and stuff. Lots of mazes and stuff I had to run through. But I finally killed the boss, and that's where I saved it. So on from there on Claire Obscure, and then
Claire Obscure is actually a French term. It means the difference between light and dark. So kind of basically one who paints life, one who paints death. So Claire Obscure is an actual technical term.
Gotcha. I never knew what that meant. So cool. Good to know. So, Kingsley, how did you do? I'm at 80%.
Well, okay, you're at 80%, but are you enjoying it so far? And it's fair if you're not. I'm just kind of curious.
I'm looking forward to finishing it. I have to, and it's like funny. My son he called me on the phone after bowling one night. He goes, "Have you played Claire Obscure?" And I went, "I'm starting it." This was a couple weeks ago, and he goes, "I stopped it because he's got a baby." He says, "I had to come back and finish it. It was so good." And my son never does that stuff, so that was enough for me to tell me it's a legit game. So I'll come back. I'll come back and finish the story. But I'm all about Destiny right now, man. I have 3 accounts. On all 3 clans, GDC 1, 2, and 3, and I stack bounties in all 3 accounts, because I figure when time I get to GDC 2 and GDC 3 accounts, I'm going to need to stack bounties to get caught up quick. So I think I'm on just cashing in 1 character's bounties. I think I'm already at 12, I think, on the season, or the reward pass, the reward pass is called.
Are we talking about Destiny now or other stuff?
No, we're talking about Destiny. But I did want to mention, I have 1 movie my wife and I saw at the theater last week. I actually
hold on. You're very distracted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Our gentlemanly wager. How
Yeah,
did it turn
no
out?
worries, no worries. I did finish, and I was actually kind of hoping you would beat me this time.
I
I
know.
was I actually took a few days off here and there, but I don't know. It's easy for me to sit down and pump through a show if I really need to.
Yeah.
I did finish it all the way. You know, I told you stuff that was legit. I did
Yeah.
finish it. I know everything that
No,
happened. In fact,
I
yeah.
believe you. I don't think you'd bullshit me.
So look, it's a good show. It's still about what I expected. Not my favorite show. That's just a real quick review. I still wish there was more like ship base Empire tech. Really, the coolest scene in the whole series was like, I think it was in season 1 where Luthien's in his ship and he gets caught by the Empire tractor ship.
Yes.
And he does all this cool mechanics to get away and stuff. I'm like, we need more of that. So there were still times in the show where I felt like even in season 2, things were a little slow, a little bit like we didn't need like a half an hour of wrap up on the last episode of like leading into Rogue One.
Yeah.
But I do admit it's a good show. I can't say it's not a good show. It still didn't appeal to me as much as some people, but hey, I'm glad I watched it. It was good to have the bet. And I'm glad you're playing through Clair Obscur. So
yeah, I'm going to finish the story. Definitely. My favorite episode ever from both seasons of Andor was the jailbreak. That was so good because I don't know.
Pretty good. Yep.
You're thinking, how the hell, with all these systems they have in place, how the hell are they going to escape this? And you knew, you knew when he got incarcerated.
The Empire.
Well, you knew when he got incarcerated, and you knew there was going to be a jailbreak eventually. So, star-studded cast, lots of really great stars in it, and just well written. Man, I think I heard the showrunner like didn't have a life for 10 years. Dave Gilmore putting that show together. So I guess he's kind of glad it's over, but man, what a way to go out on a Star Wars high, because that was such a great series. But anyway, I won't dwell on that. I've always been very happy. Yeah, it's a good show, Sen. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. But I did have a movie review I wanted to talk about this week. My wife and I went and saw the latest version of Superman. We used, of course, my AMC Stubs A-List membership, and I brought my sister and her partner with us as well. And it was her first time. It's funny. It was her first time in the Dolby Theater. And I remember her look at during the previews, where they talk about how awesome the Dolby Theater is and they kind of rumble the seats and stuff. She looked over at me and goes, "Why is my seat vibrating?" I said, "This is the Dolby. This is the Dolby Theater." So she really had a great time in there. Maybe it means she'll be back to watch more, but she's an old time movie watcher. She's used to digital screen. She didn't want to watch Superman on the big screen. She wanted to watch it on the regular screen. I'm like, no. You don't see Superman or F1. You don't see those on small digital screens. You got to see them on the big screens. That's what they're made for. They're filmed at IMAX. So, but this movie was well received by the critics. Certified fresh, 83% from Rotten Tomatoes, 93% from the audience. I had a little insight into this James Gunn version of the movie. I've watched just about every Superman movie all the way back to the Christopher Reeves movies in the 80s. This movie to me was more of a fan-based iteration. I mean, you feel as though you're opening the comic and jumping right into the middle of what's going on. I like that part of it. And once I heard that before I watched the movie, my sister and a lot of other people in the theater were kind of confused because it just jumps right in. But that's the way comic books are. You open them up, they give you a little prelude of what's happening and now what they're getting into. I loved it. I really liked that. Even though I wasn't a big comic book reader in my youth, I totally got the references. And, it would be something. There was a lot of scenes in there that you could see would be something you would see illustrated in a comic book, the iconic scenes and things that come together. The smart comeback lines in the movie script was a nice twist as well, which again is something I could see in the mind of a comic book writer saying. The action, the special effects, of course, top notch. There was true suspense throughout the movie. I really thought that Nicholas Hoult played a very cynical Lex Luthor. He did a great job doing that. And David Corenswet, who played the new Superman, I thought he fit right into the character nicely. Rachel Brosnahan, she did a great version of Lois Lane as well. Just kind of a polished new version of the tried and true story. But they had a new character, Crypto the Superdog, it was a CGI addition to the movie, and his part becomes more important later in the movie. I don't want to spoil it, but fun fact, the dog character in that movie was totally based off of the misbehaving pet that once belonged to James Gunn. All the way down to biting Superman's shoes and knocking him over, just being a brute of a dog. I thought that was pretty funny. Other DC characters like the Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, Isabella Merced was Hawkgirl, and they were good. They were a good addition, nice comic relief. But Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, to me, stole the whole movie. I mean, what a badass superhero. He's so freaking laid back and just smooth to boot. So I thought that was really a cool addition. He's an important character in the movie. You'll have to see it. Overall, it's a pretty well done version of DC's favorite comic book hero. I give this one 4 stars. One of my favorite of the recent superhero movies, right up there with Deadpool and Wolverine. And by the way, if you're watching it, there are 2 brief cutscenes in the mid credits and finally at the end credits, just in case you're one of those casuals who get up and leave the theater before it's all over. I hope you decide to see it in IMAX or Dolby, though, if you have the chance. So check it out. Superman, definitely worth the money. Go see it. Other than that, I've watched my usual cable shows. I watched the latest episode of Stick on Apple TV. It's very good. We were just, in fact, watching MasterChef before I came in here to record tonight with my wife. So that's pretty good.
Oh, Dexter Resurrection started up, and it is good so far.
Oh, another thing. Strange New Worlds, the latest season of Strange New Worlds on Paramount Plus, just started tonight. So I cannot wait. I'm a big Star Trek fan.
Sin, surprise, mother. And
Mother
that line
trucker
actually comes in Dexter Resurrection also.
Really?
It's a nice throwback.
Nice. Remember, the end of this month, Fantastic Four Origins comes out. That'll definitely be on my list. A lot of independent movies coming later this month. So I'll let you guys know if we go see some of those. But entertainment wise, that's it for me. Kingsley, is there anything you wanted to add before we move on?
No, I just did. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Edge of Fate impressions. Let's just go right into it here. Like I mentioned, I mentioned to you before the show, the listeners didn't hear. I had to move my mother-in-law to assisted living this week. So I lost the whole day Tuesday, just about. I think I got a couple hours of play in because it was raining all day, and she's not going down without a fight either. She's been kicking and screaming the whole time, wanting to go to this new place. So here I am moving her crap. I'm sorry. I don't like moving people if you didn't hear that from last week, but here I'm moving. We got a little box truck. We're renting her stuff, and it's pouring down rain, soaking wet all day. Long story short, we got her moved in finally. Finally got home, got some dinner, and I immediately jumped in and played 2 hours and then fell asleep. It was a long day. So you're probably about almost a good full day ahead of me as far as game time. So like I said, I'll be asking you probably more questions tonight. But I do have a lot of things to talk about, but I'm going to go to you first, Kingsley. Initial impressions, right from the get-go.
Yeah, I'll give my impressions, and then I do want to just briefly touch on, if you think this is good, after on general community impressions, and then how many people have been playing. Unless you want to do that first, because that's a shorter topic. But
no, go wherever you like. Go ahead. We're just kind of wander tonight.
Yeah, because our impressions will be longer, but
okay.
Just to kind of, because this dovetails off of the question of the week 2 weeks ago also. And unfortunately, the answer was definitely no. It did not bring people back to the game. It peaked at about 99,000 on Steam, and Final Shape had 314. Lightfall actually had 316,000. So I did the math. I'm actually surprised too. Remember, my guess was 50% to like 75%.
Right.
Anyways, we got 31.5% of people came back compared to last year.
That's really low. That's a lot lower than I thought. I think, what did I say? What did I say like 80% would come back? I think I was probably more optimistic. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Talking about that. So I was way off.
Talking to people in the community that have stepped away, that are friends of ours, nothing they saw were excited to get them back. So I kind of knew. And then that with it being less new stuff here, why would people that have already stepped away want to come back unless there's something really, really flashy? Now, this is just a small topic. We don't need to go into that, but it is a little sad, but whatever. And then initial reviews seem very mixed so far.
That's what I'm seeing.
Very mixed with both players and even streamers. Even some streamers like Clyde, Mr. Raffle Waffles, and people, they kind of have very similar opinions to which I have. I don't know if you'll have the same opinion. A lot of people in the Discord have the same opinion too, but there's kind of a line that's coming up very often. It's almost opposite of how Lightfall was. And it's good that it's opposite, but it's also bad that it's opposite because it won't really keep the replayability going, in my opinion. But that's just community, and it's too early to say how that all goes in the long run. So let's just talk about our impressions, I guess, right?
I mean, I'm going to try to keep it as positive as I can, because I understand where they're coming from, because I think that what's really throwing me is the fact that it's a new system and everything is very new. I mean, it was weird seeing doubled like 11s coming off of the bosses, the yellow, the major enemies out there. I was getting 11 damage on them. I'm like, woof. It's been a long time since I've seen double digit numbers and not triple and quadruple and higher numbers coming from enemies. But there is a breakout weapon, and it is the exotic scout rifle that you get at level 1 from the season pass. And
if you have the paid season pass, yep.
Yes, Edge of Fate reward pass, I should say. Excuse me, I don't want to overstep. And I have the wrong dim up, so I can't even know what the name of it is. I think
it's like level 70 if you only have the free one, but it's on level 1 if you have the paid.
And let me tell you, this is my favorite weapon right now. I'm bringing that everywhere. Whatever story I'm playing, I'm bringing it with me. And some of the streamers out there believe that it's broken. No, don't touch the gun. It's just fine. There's nothing wrong with the gun.
No, it's not streamers. Bungie, it's not just streamers. Like, they don't believe it's broken. Bungie knows it's broken.
No.
Streamers weren't saying it was broken. Streamers were also saying don't touch it.
So I'm using it while I can.
Yeah. Bungie is default, not streamers. So
no, I'm not saying they're being toxic. I think people are just jumping on it and saying, man, this, and I think the key was having the piercing setup, anti-barrier on it as well.
You gotta have
there's some other perks too.
For a second. I mean, I pulled up this gun right away because I wanted to test it, because scouts are like 6s for me. Sometimes I really like scouts, sometimes I don't. But the biggest issue they have, of course, is they're not really good close range as much. But when I started testing this weapon, I really liked it right away because it works pretty good close range. You can hip fire it. It has a wider spread. But then if you want to aim down sight, it's more powerful. And if you aim down sight and wait for the triangle reticle, it does a super shot. And if you get a final kill, precision kill, you'll go invis. So I'm like, this is really powerful. Now, we found it was okay. It's powerful either way, but I guess what we found out is it's like doubly powerful. It's bugged if you have on anti-barrier scout.
Right.
I happened to put that on right away just because I was looking through all the things. I'm like, well, anti-barrier scout and pulse makes sense to me because anti-barrier sniper is also really good. It's good with anti-barriers to be far away and have something like a scout or a sniper that can get them, in my opinion, because you need to pop the shield and then you need to be somewhere in safety and then you need to hit them again. Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put that on. So I was like, is this weapon just that good? And then I was thinking like, all the other legendary weapons seem like crap compared to this weapon. I think this is kind of the reason why Bungie probably does. I hate to admit it. I don't want them to either, but it's like all the other new legendary weapons do kind of seem like crap compared to this weapon because it's so busted right now.
I mean,
but you've been having fun with it also.
I mean, I'm using my commendation heavy machine gun, and I'm doing okay. I think I'm at 7. I want to say I'm at 68 power now. I'm just for transparency here. I'm playing strictly legendary, the storyline legendary. I know you played it on normal because you wanted to get through it and then start to get into the other side stories and stuff. I'm kind of taking my time. I'm looking around. I'm taking everything in, And it is nice getting the double chest. You do get a ×2 multiplier. So I am playing it, on Legendary where they're more aggressive. They have more shields. I think it's a 20 delta, a -20 delta. So you're going up against enemies that are much stronger than you. And I definitely am feeling it because I'll take 3 shots and the 4th shot I'm dead. So I'm hiding, I'm using cover. I'm hiding behind. I'm getting my health back up. Learning how to, I pretty much went 100 plus on my health stat because I figure being recharging my, my recovery, what used to be called recovery, recharging my shields is more important to me, and having more health and hit points than it is, with anything else right now. But man, there's a lot to learn in this game. That's the one thing. I was not overwhelmed, but I was just kind of like, okay, just trying to take it all in, just trying to understand how this new system's put together. The new armor I'm getting, I'm just using to just move the number up on my existing armor, because my existing armor still has so much more stat wise, and it's spread across, where a lot of the new armor I'm getting is got a lot of areas where it's 0. There's nothing in there. So I'm like, okay, that's just infusement material. Now I had a question for you, Kingsley, and I know I'm gonna be all over tonight, man. I apologize.
You are all over. I still want to talk about the weapons some more, and you moved away from that.
Now
it's okay.
It takes one enhancement core to infuse your weapon. Somebody, I think it was Jimmy Rayner, said as you get to the after game that it actually goes back to enhancement core or upgrade modules. Is that true, or has it always been enhancement cores?
The new material, and we knew this. We talked about it in the past from the Twit and everything.
Got you.
Yeah, it's only one enhancement core to upgrade to infuse right now, but when you get to that cap of 200, it's that new material, which I forget what it's called. People can say in the chat.
Yeah.
And it's variable expensiveness depending on if you infuse from 200 to 205, it's not that expensive, but if you go from 200 to 250, it's more expensive.
Yeah, Coach Weed says the 3rd iteration is the name of that scout rifle. He definitely knew it'd be disabled for the raid. You're probably going to be right. If they've probably tweeted it out.
They
already tweeted
the Twid. They listed all the stuff that's going to be disabled, and that was obvious too. But back on that weapon, because I wanted to say a little bit more. It's definitely putting out the highest DPS right now. I was seeing Astrocross test it, and the damage per second was
it's high,
1,400 to 1,600, and nothing else was close. He was testing against Thunderlord and other things.
It's high,
and but the thing is too is unfortunately on Tuesday the 22nd, they're going to fix the anti-barrier scout thing, which will bring it more in line. It'll still be good, I'm sure, because it seems powerful anyways. I think Sin and I were testing it where he didn't have the anti-barrier scout on first, and it was still pretty good for him. He said put it on, and then he noticed it was a lot better. But I think I'll still be using it some because it's a really good weapon. I'll talk about another weapon later, but so you had the question about the infusing. There's that.
Yep. Sorry. So let's talk about weapons. You want to talk about that? What's another weapon you want to talk about, and from your initial impressions?
Well, it kind of goes in another topic I had, but really the only other thing, with weapons, none of, and like I say, maybe it was because 3rd iteration is so good, but none of the Kevlar weapons seem good to me. Like the hand cannon, the legendary hand cannon is lame. It's a 256. It seems kind of weak. Or 257. They have a weird, it's not just it's a really weird number now, The auto rifle's okay. The machine gun seems weak, especially also compared to 3rd iteration. I've played with a lot of them, and none of them really catch with me. However, there is an exotic quest. We already knew about this. This isn't a spoiler, and it's for the exotic hand cannon, the Graviton Spike. And I'm not going to give away spoilers on what the quest is like or anything, but I have it, and it is pretty good.
Is it?
It's. I don't know if I'll be maining it now. I don't have the catalyst for it yet, and the catalyst is actually a little hard to get. I'll get into a little more of those details later. Actually, dovetails into another topic I have of describing everything, but it does seem really good so far. I know Batman in the chat was mentioning the hand cannon is great also. So even when they nerf the, indirectly nerf the scout rifle from taking away the double damage anti-barrier scout, I might move more towards the hand cannon. The hand cannon, remember folks, it's a dual action. It looks amazing, by the way, and it shoots arc, but then if you long hold, it switches to stasis.
Nice.
And slower shooting with the stasis, and I don't like the stasis as much, but it can be a good utility if you wanted to freeze some stuff. Mainly use it as arc and then switch to stasis whenever you want. And it does seem pretty powerful. I'll be excited to get the catalysts and craft it to like however I want with that. But yeah, you were saying too, you don't really, none of the legendary weapons of Kepler are really standing out to you so far.
Everyone I've gotten so far, other than of course the exotic scout, which I mean, I can't put my hands, I can't put that down.
It's not even technically a Kepler weapon.
I understand the Kepler weapons so far. I did try the new auto rifle. I've got the right dim up now. I did try the new auto rifle, the Giver's Blessing. I did get one. I did get a tier 3 one where it has the double enhanced traits. I got a Dagio moving target. I figured I'll hang on to it. It is a rapid fire frame. It's a 720. It's okay. It's all right. I'm liking it. There are, what I really love about these tiered weapons is that I don't have to spend enhancement cores. That's what was killing my enhancement core amount in my vault, is the fact that I would have to enhance them manually. It's already enhanced. So that's really nice. I'm trying to remember where I got that. I think I got it just from the regular story mission, because I'm playing on legendary. I guess I have a better chance of getting that stuff. What's up, Dorath? I see you there, Clayton. What's up, man? I see you guys out there. But the shotgun I got, I immediately infused it. I tell you,
didn't even try it.
I try. No, I don't use shotguns. Shotguns suck. I've infused several things. I'm at, by the way, I'm at power 73 now. Just from, I guess I'm 60% through the story. If I looked at the missions, the amount of missions I have left to do. But I'm using my commemoration with reconstruction now that it's been improved. And it has rampage as well. So I'm having a good time using that. The other weapons I've gotten, the only thing I kept was the Boomslinger 4FR. We've had it before, but it's the newer version. It did have precision instrument heating up. So I kept that. And of course that arrowhead break, which makes it really smooth. But other than that, the machine gun, all the new armor that I got, I've just been infusing because it's so bare bones. It doesn't have half the stats that my normal, fully masterwork stuff has. So weapon wise, that's all I've been using so far. Is there something else you wanted to mention? Yeah. And you talk about the hand cannon.
Yeah, no. And that's fine, because honestly, I already feel like we have a glutton of weapons, so I don't need 10 new legendary weapons to try. Although some people have been a little disappointed. They feel like most of the Kepler weapons don't seem super amazing. Now there is the rocket assisted pulse that you can only get through pinnacle activities.
That's what I heard.
I know some people are hunting that, and I know some of the streamers have gotten it already. I know Batman's hunting it. I am curious what people think of that. Yeah, Deadpool also says, I don't like the weapons that much, and the gear I'm not impressed. Yeah, I mean, I think that's okay. The weapons are definitely not the star. At least the legendary Kepler weapons are not the star of the show. Right. It's a little sad though, because one of the thing with the tiering system is if they have things that you can do that are very deterministic to get tier 4 versions of these weapons. Now it's a lot of work, and you got to do like the harder difficulty world tiers and all these traps and stuff. But if we don't really like these weapons anyways, then why are we caring about going for a tier 4? But that doesn't matter, because there's gonna be enough other weapons that something will stand out, like the rocket assisted pulse or whatever. And of course, remember, we have the some exotics also.
Yeah, just reading some of the chat here around the weapons and stuff. Microscientist says, love scouts personally. One of my favorites from the past is a long arm. Yeah, I remember that one. Legendary Amazing Taco King. Legendary campaign feels too easy right now. Unstable cores. Yeah, that's the one that we have to use later.
I wonder.
You know what? When I first entered Kepler, I was a little discombobulated, I'll be honest, because it's not a linear story, so to speak. There's other ways you can go if you want, but
it's pretty linear. I'll get to that later.
It's semi-linear, but I think, well, I mean, let's be fair. If you've got that exotic scout rifle in your hand, everything feels easy right now, and I'm taking advantage of it while it's still.
I wonder if the people now, in some aspects, I feel like Legendary had to be a little easier because they also have the Fabled and the Mythic. But
Yeah.
I wonder though also if it's just Legendary seems easier because people have more experience these days.
Yeah,
Plus, if you're
experience.
using third iteration, that makes anything a bit easier right now, right? Third iteration so busted that.
Yeah, it is, and I got to admit, there's good ads. There's a good amount of ads. I think probably playing Legendary on Witch Queen, the Witch Queen campaign was probably a little harder. So I could see why people say it's an easier game, but maybe they're holding all the heavy duty stuff and they want people to try out. You know, they might just be making it maybe a tad easier just to get people ready for the raid, because I'm sure they want people to jump into the raid. But yeah, I mean, I was, like I said, I was a little discombobulated at first getting around, but once I found the public area where kind of everything hubs out from that, then I kind of started gathering, because I've played so much Destiny. I kind of figured out, okay, this is the system we're going to go by. Okay, I got it. And a lot of it, I guess I would say story-wise, is a lot of go get this. You know, we need 3 of these. Let's get those. And it takes a while to get those 3 things. I have to say that. Go ahead. Go ahead and comment on that.
I have a very.
I have to say though,
list of things I want to talk about.
Matterspark and the manipulator cannon, whatever they call it. I feel it's a gimmick. I had a feeling I would feel this way. There were times when I was just trying to get through the story, but then I had to turn into a Matterspark ball and then find out where the opening was. I will say this, the first person view of going through those tubes really fast, it's a trip. I love that part of it. I'm glad they did that, because, you know, otherwise you could put it in third person and it just wouldn't seem like the same, but it feels pretty cool using the ball. But it was more of a area of frustration for me. I just wanted to get through the story, and I felt like the Matterspark was in my way. Like there's one part of the story where I have to use the Matterspark to get to a certain part of the map for the next level of the story. And I had to get up on ramps, jump up on stuff. The jump is not the greatest on it. It doesn't go very high. So you have to really, I was a couple times I had to run it like 3 or 4 times. I just could not get to the area I needed to. And then I found a separate ramp where I could definitely get up there and make it easier. But man, it was not
what? Worse.
Oh, it gets worse later on. Great. See, I'm not a fan. And you know, maybe they just had to make something new for the game. And I feel like I don't want to say a gimmick, but I kind of feel it's in my way.
I'll be talking about it too.
It's kind of in my way. I want to just play through the story, and let's go back to the story. I love the story. And if anything, this is the first story I've played of a new era where I'm not confused what we're doing. Everything is pretty straightforward. We're starting to get the story starting to come together. The more you play it, the story starts to come together. You learn more cues. You learn more about our new visitor, and Orin as well, who it's already been said publicly by Allison Lures that she's quitting. She quit the 9. So she quit the 9. So now what happens? So that's kind of what. No. That Allison Lures said that she's quitting. She said in a developer update. That's public information.
You're right. Sorry.
So the story kind of revolves around that a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. But
Gotcha.
But the story to me has been easy to follow. It's not a bunch of punchy, fancy words, space talk where I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, and the new members of Kepler, I can't remember what they're called, the Axions or Aliens, or anyway, I haven't played it enough. It's kind of neat.
Ionians.
Ionians. It's neat. You have to kind of get these deciphering things where you can understand what they're talking about. But the story so far for me, and I'm almost 60% way through, I'm really enjoying the story. And the gameplay, it's Destiny. You know, it's Destiny. Feels like Destiny. But the numbers are a lot smaller. Those DPS numbers, getting double digits off of enemies is disheartening. We're used to being all powerful, and now I feel like I'm like a glass cannon. I feel like anything hits me, I got to go hide and recharge my shield. So go ahead. I'm going to be all over. I'm going to be all over the place tonight. I'm sorry, man.
You are, yeah. And did you know that before I start, did you know one person took a poll and 75% of people didn't like the Matterspark and 25% did.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Anyways, I have notes here, and
Okay.
I'll give my initial impression of everything. I did finish the campaign and everything, and don't worry, we won't give spoilers. Now
We're not
I will be talking about like real vague
in
stuff of like
generalities. Yeah.
likes and dislikes. So
Yeah.
you don't want to even hear like
Mm-hmm.
likes or dislikes, whatever. But
Right.
I'm just warning in case on that.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm going to start with good things, stuff that I don't like, and then good things again at the end. So kind of use the
Okay.
sandwich method.
Go for it, man.
Now,
I'll follow along
yeah.
this week.
So like you said, and pretty much everyone agrees with this. Not everyone, but a vast majority of people say it's one of the best stories ever. Um, I think so. I mean, maybe Final Shape is like a little better, but not
Okay.
by
That's
much.
high praise. I haven't gotten to that
The
part yet.
cutscenes were amazing and high quality.
Yes.
Um, it's a very intriguing story. You know, you're always worried because we finished the Light and Darkness stuff, and like, what can they do
Right.
now to make it interesting? And the Lodi character, without spoiling anything, has one of the best voice acting, mannerisms,
I like it.
emotionality of almost any character I've ever seen other than maybe Cade Six. They did so excellent with him. If Allison is the main person in charge of all this, like major props to her.
Well, she comes from
But
Baldur's
whoever
Gate
in the
3.
whole
She comes from Baldur's Gate
narrative
3.
team,
Comes from Larian
yeah,
Studios. I mean, she's class act.
yeah. So again, maybe not everyone feels that way, but I feel that way. And just the pulse of streamers and people that have played it, I feel like most people agree that the story is amazing.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about the things I didn't like so much. I mean, I feel like the actual mechanics in the campaign were pretty annoying at many times. Not all the times. I mean, a few times they were good. Yeah, using the abilities, like you said, I felt like we're put in way too often for the campaign. Like they were just getting draining by the end, by like especially doing the last mission, like, here we go again. You know, 4 different rooms of like mini boss encounters till you get to the very, very end. And every single one, it's like, do the matter spark thing, do the one thing, do the other thing. I'm like, I'm getting tired of this. Like they put it in way too much. And it's not like it was a bad idea, and I'll get to more later on where I think this stuff is really going to shine in the after campaign stuff, finding secrets or whatever. But in the campaign, why? It was like way too much. A lot of people also on our Discord and some streamers too were saying similar sentiments about how it felt very like not a fun campaign mechanically. You know, like again, I'm separating. It doesn't mean it wasn't a good campaign story wise, but mechanically. And it's kind of sad because then why am I or a lot of people going to be as interested running it again on Fabled Mythic? They have the weekly stories every week. I'm like, yeah, if you're chasing after some loot, but like it's going to get draining pretty fast, I feel like, doing this over and over again. And I remember I did not feel the same way after Final Shape. Final Shape, I'm like, okay, I'm excited to run the mechanics of the missions again, but I'm already like, oof, not hating it, but I'm like, oof, not really excited to run it all again. Um, Again, I just telling what I don't like now, and then I'll say some other things at the end that I like. The campaign is not at all open world like I knew it would be. I mean, yes, you can pick a zone or two that you go to first that's variable, but once you're in that area, very linear. You got to do a story that they guide you, and then you finish that zone, and then you can pick another zone that you go to. You know, I pretty much saw this coming a million miles away. I know they wanted to talk it up. It's all open world and variable, and you can do this and this. I'm like, are you sure? You know, I'm like pretty skeptical on that.
Still got to go to the missions tab and figure out what to do next. So it's not like
I only bring that up because again, Bungie was trying to push that it's going to be so different this time and so amazing and everything like that.
Right.
Along with that, the portal. This is one of my biggest pet peeves on solo ops.
We're going to clash on this tonight.
Yeah. Remember, Bungie came out with a big article, and they only post blog articles when they're sure they're going to do something.
Right.
And the blog article gave really nice details of like, this is what solo ops is going to be. They're going to be variable. They're going to have enemy spawn points that change. They're going to have like secret rooms and loot goblins and all these things that happen. I saw like none of that. I'm like, you know, it's one thing to give a pass if Bungie says we're still working on it. We didn't have time to finish it. But why is that just like quietly thrown away now? And it was kind of true what the streamers were saying, that, ooh, solo ops are just kind of like another version of a Lost Sector, not really anything too special. Um, so that's and also the portal in general seems very like kind of like quiet, and like there's quiet's not like empty, like there's not that many things in it. It makes the game feel smaller.
Okay.
Uh, the pinnacle area has very few options, by the way, and if you want to do, they only had one good option that, by the way, they canceled it out today because people were running it too fast. It only had one good option. It was the Encore mission. The reason why there was only one good thing to do is because the Encore mission gave you, I think it was like 3 or 4 drops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if one thing gives you that and the other 2 options don't, why would anyone want to do anything other than that one option? But then when there's only one option, people are pulling their head out already, like, I'm running this like over and over and over because it's the only good way to level up. Come on, Bungie, bring us more good ways to level up than just one basic pinnacle thing. They did remove it because people were running it so fast. They had like strand abilities and stuff, and basically running it so fast that they took it out of the portal. A cool thing of the portal is they can kind of change things on the fly real quick. So that's what
nice.
they did.
It's a nice interface.
And they replaced it with Starcrossed.
Okay. Starcrossed.
A couple other things real quick. Mm-hmm. And then the fire team area is very weird because fire team, only the top ones that are like the rotating are match made, and the ones down below, and there's only like, again, like 3 options. The ones down below, there's a few options. You have to bring your own fire team if you want to play it. Also, that's where you go in to do the solo strikes, which is really weird. You would think
on fire
solo
team
strikes would be under solo ops, but no, solo ops only has the boring solo ops things.
Wait a minute.
So if you want to do solo strikes, you have to go into fire team, go down below, and pick the things that are not auto match made. And also, it's a very limited selection. You can't pick any strike. You can only pick the 6 that are there.
Oh, wow. So. Okay. I haven't tried that part yet.
And then, okay. And then, do you want to pause there, or I want to talk about what I'm?
Yeah, I want to counter with the portal. I want to counter with the portal because I heard everybody talking about the portal in the Discord chat today, and I want to read some of the comments in the Discord as well. I see you guys in Discord chat. I'll mention your comments. Believe me, I will. I gotta mention the portal though, because I said, you know what? Before I go to work today, I want to try the solo ops. I want to jump in, even though I'm not done with the story yet. I wanted to do the story first and then jump into solo ops. I loved it. I love solo ops. We played old missions like the Conflux, old Destiny 2 missions that I haven't played in a long time. And you mentioned that there was not a whole lot of, it wasn't very difficult. Yes, it was low light because I had to.
I didn't say that. I said there was no variability like they promised us.
Well, they start you out, and this is tied into your guardian rank, by the way. So just a fun fact here, a little tip tonight. Don't wait to finish the story. Go jump right into the portal as soon as you play a little bit of the story, because there's a training part that you have to learn first that will open up the harder stuff down below. And when you get through the training stuff, they will, it increases your guardian rank. So you want to get your guardian rank because everyone starts at what, 2? So you want to get your guardian rank up, because what I hear, the higher your guardian rank, the better chance of getting some better loot and higher end activities. That's just what I'm hearing in the Discord. There's probably some people that are already blowing it away. So I said, okay, this is something I would do before I go to work. So before I went to work this morning, I did not play the game. I said, I want to play solo ops because this is what I would be doing. It tells you how much time it's going to take. It tells you the approximate power. It tells you, it gives you so much information. It tells you what you're going to get. It tells you reward right there on the tab. And I jumped in, I played all 3 of the selected or the featured stories. Conflux, the salt mines, and one other one. Anyway, I'm not having a game on. I can't tell you what it is, but it also ties in with the weekly seasonal. Remember, there's a seasonal tab where you can unlock stuff in a separate reward track for completing your seasonal bounties, missions that you get Bright Dust, and you get a ton of XP on. So I jumped in there. I got almost all my weeklies are done. I got a couple little things to do still on some of the bonus stuff, but here's what I love. I jump in, it immediately tells you the 2 bonus things that you need to do, and it's at least
we already know all this.
It stays on screen.
Yeah,
it stays on screen, and when you complete them, you get the points on the screen and it disappears and it drops off. I love that part because when I'm playing, I hate having to keep tabbing and going, okay, what did I need to do again? Hold on. Okay, I'm at this and this.
Okay. So we already know that stuff was coming, but imagine this. What if they told us that's coming with the deterministic rewards and then that didn't happen? That's my point. Like, Bungie didn't keep their promises with the other part of it, would have kept them interesting for players like me.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they talk about that stuff? They never talk about stuff unless they're pretty sure it's going to happen.
Well,
and all it is just like, it's going to be very repetitive, very quick.
It is, but that's my style of play. I want to farm stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, I know I'll probably be doing these 3 stories 1,000,000 times over, but I know what I'm getting. They're giving me a path to my reward. They're telling me how much time is going to be involved, which, by the way, took about 8 to 10 minutes. I played all 3 of them, half an hour, went to work. That's exactly what I want solo ops to be. It's exactly what they said. And you said something about,
they said a lot more.
I understand. I know I'm going to get to that point. They said that they had this, this working in the background where they see how you're doing and they start adding more ads and make things more difficult. I thought they did. I felt like the ads were nonstop when I played those 3 stories. Every time I turned around, here comes more ads. I'm like, okay, shit. And I was playing on the simple.
Nonstop is not what we said or Bungie said.
Mm-hmm.
What it would be, how it would be variable is like, if you're doing better, they add more ads in on the fly. See, I played the same mission 3 times just to test this, really.
Okay.
And it was the same amount of ads every single time. It didn't add more or less depending on how it was doing or anything like that. So,
well, I tell you what, it's exactly what I wanted. I need to try the fire team, the solo strikes. I need to try that because I love doing strikes. It's just players suck. I'm sorry. People that you randomly get, they just want to go as fast and hard as they can. And, that's what solo ops is for. That's what the stories are for. Hard and fast as you can, get it done, move on. That's kind of what that's for. It's for quick little dopamine hits. You get some, you get a weapon or you get armor at the end of it, and it tells you you're going to get 1 weapon or whatever. I love that part. You get enhancement cores. You get strange coins. You can farm this over and over and build your strange coins up. I'm on board with this solo ops. Now, granted, that's all I played today. Just the 3 basic stories, which go back to the early days of Destiny 2. I was actually, man, I think I've been here before in the salt mines. And then I played the conflicts. I'm like, yeah, I remember all this. And it was very nostalgic for me. I liked it. And maybe ask me in a month what I think if they haven't changed it. But here's the thing about the portal system, Kingsley. I'm giving them a little bit of grace on that because it's a brand new system. I think the fact that they can change out stuff on the fly, I think down the road, it'll be more complete. And maybe it's not where you want it to be right now. I think eventually they'll get to it. I really, please don't be guided games. Please finish your concept, start adding a bunch of other stuff in here. Give us a lot more choice on the strikes. My heart of hearts believes that Bungie is going to do that. We'll see.
See, that's a very, I think, apologistic take.
I'm not apologizing for them because I got exactly what they promised me. This, like, it's something to jump in before work, and it's exactly what I expected, and it's exactly what I got.
Well, yeah, no, but what if they promised? What if the rewards didn't drop the way? Would you give them the same pass? Oh, they're just working on it. They'll make it better.
No. There has to be. You know me, man. Give me the path. Tell me what I'm going to get.
Other things they promised too. There has to be, just like the rewards you say there has to be. Well, there has to be the other things they promised also.
Now I did play the last story. I played on A difficulty. Remember, it's training mode, and it felt harder. I had little screebs running at me every time I killed something. It was definitely added a little difficulty to it, and I got higher level gear. I got more enhancement cores. I got more strange coins for doing it. I love it.
So let's be fair. Where's fair? If there has to be the rewards like they promised, then there has to be the variability like they promised. You know what I mean? To me, I thought there were plenty of enemies and they were nonstop for me.
maybe
like,
different for you.
and enough.
You play a lot of PvE.
It's not about the amount of enemies. They didn't say the amount. They said the variability.
You're okay. When you say variability, you mean the amount of stuff to play, the variability of games?
No, I can post the 2-paragraph thing again. I said it at the beginning. You probably forgot what I said.
No, I saw when you posted it in the in the Discord.
And also I mentioned it before the thing too. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Secret chest and little goblin
and add
loot
different amounts of ads depending on how well you're doing that will on the fly affect you.
Right.
Like I would be fair in the same way around. Like, even though the loot's not as important to me, if they didn't do the loot right, like they said they would, I'd be sticking up for you and saying like, they said they were going to do that and they didn't. So that's, okay. I just think fair is fair.
We're just going to agree to disagree on that, because I love the portal system. What little bit I've played. Now ask me next week when we get more deeper in the weeds. Yeah. Might have another opinion. So far I'm liking it.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's good to be fair. Like, I mean, or if they didn't do the loot right, should I have been like, haha, I don't care about that. So it's too bad for you. They didn't do the loot right.
Yeah.
You know,
I like the loot I got. I love the fact that I got strange coins and enhancement cores, because it's been really hard to farm those in the past without having to run playlist activities like Crucible or Gambit, which is not there anymore. And strikes. So I don't know. So far I'm liking it. I'm breezing through that weekly seasonal reward bar. I think I'm almost maxed out on it, so I'm loving that part too.
See, I think it's important as a meta topic too. I think it's important for us to all realize it's easy for us to say we like something if it fits within what we want.
Yes,
but it's also good to think about what other people's like and stuff.
I totally agree with that. But it's our impressions tonight. It's our impressions. So I know you want to be fair. I know you want to be fair and equal, but it's our impressions tonight. You know, maybe we'll get more feedback from our community, and we're getting feedback here in the chat. I'm going to mention some comments in here, but just keep in mind, it's our impressions, what we thought about it. And it's initial impressions. So, I just want to mention that.
I'm saying I would have supported also if they didn't add the loot correctly. And I would have been like, that sucks, even though I don't care about the loot. Okay. And, I wish they would have done loot better, if just in a, like a scenario, which isn't the case. Because I could imagine people being upset about that if they didn't do the loot right. And then I'd be like, yeah, they said they were going to do the loot a certain way and they didn't do it. That sucks. Let's get that fixed,
I enjoyed Portal so much that after the show tonight, I'm ready to jump back in, start earning some more stuff. But of course I want to finish the story first, but it got me excited enough to say, hey, I'm coming back. I want to do more of this, because it's what I like. I like the quick hit stuff, but we're two different players. You like discoverability. I like loot. I like reward for time played. We're very different on that scale. You're looking for something else in the game, and I think there's probably 10 different meta players out there that want different things from the game. And poor Bungie has to, not being an apologist, I'm just saying they have to try to please everybody. And you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. So anyway.
Well, then I wonder why they said they were going to do that and they didn't change it back. Usually when they can't do something, they'll say like, oh, we're still working on it. It'll be later.
I'm not defending them. I'm not defending them there. If they said that, then, we should see that. And hopefully maybe there'll be more in the TWAB tonight mentioning that kind of stuff, but I haven't looked at it yet. So any other comment, any other things? I think you had some notes, right? I want to make sure we cover everything.
Yeah. And then what I'm looking forward to, from least to most looking forward to, but still things I'm looking forward to. The least thing I'm looking forward to, but still looking forward to, is all the side missions. I've done a few of them. While they're very often pretty short and not much to do, at least there's tons. And I mean tons. Like, I started in one zone and I did like 1 or 2 side missions. And then I noticed like 2 more open up in the same zone. And like, I'll get back to the rest later. Then by the time I finished the whole campaign, there was like 12 side missions all over the map. Wow. What's more is when you do some side missions, even more will open up after that.
Oh, you got me excited, man. See, I kept seeing this little message that says mystery nearby. I'm like, nope. I'm going to get to the objective.
That's even something else.
That's something else?
That too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The side missions are the little blue flags on the map.
Okay. I don't see many of those because I'm playing the story, but I'll look for them.
You will as you start opening more areas, and then especially by the end.
Okay. Good to know. What else
like
you
I
got?
said, they're pretty short and not much to them, but there's still something to do.
I think they said it'd be like 10 minutes. Is that accurate? About 10 minutes? They think they said?
Some side missions, 3 to 5 minutes even.
Okay.
But,
Now, question. They said that there might be more story about characters with these side missions. Is that the case?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
there
good.
is.
I love it.
Yeah, they're just little snippets and
Good.
stuff. So
Okay.
definitely a plus there.
Good to know.
Something else I'm looking forward to even a little bit more, and I'm going to be very vague on this, but the afterworld activity. The afterworld activity called the Sieve, I still think they should have shown it ahead of time because it's a pretty cool activity, and they could have kept it vague. Hard to say if it'll have much lasting power in the long run, but it certainly could have been worse. And I think it's one of the better afterworld activities that's been in the game.
Okay.
There's times where you even need to run it for the exotic mission. I won't give any spoilers on there, but you'll want to run it anyways because you get lots of loot, and it's kind of a fun, interactive, feels very grandiose, and fun world activity. Now, the only thing that's a little weird about it is it comes around on a rotation, which that alone isn't that weird. The Vex event, remember that came around on a rotation too, and we'd have the little bots that would tell us when it was coming and stuff. But you have to pick it on the map, load out of the planet, and load back in because it match makes you. It's a 3-player activity.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of awkward there, but that's no big deal, really. It's a pretty good activity. When you're in
Incursion on Neptune. That's what it was called, Incursions.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
those things were pretty hard. Those things were hard.
Oh yeah, it's still kind of hard right now. It has like this thing at the end. Again, I won't spoil anything. That none of the teams I've played with yet have been able to finish the bonus objective at the end, and that's deterministic of how much loot you will get. And I won't spoil anything, but let's just say Drifter has some stuff to do with it. I think you're gonna like it.
Okay. I like the dialogue from Drifter so far. We find out what that bag is he's pulling behind is what he's hauling around. We find out what that's about. So
yeah, but think about things that Drifter does, activities, and I won't say much more. But
all I remember, the best line in the game so far, and it doesn't spoil anything. He goes, "You've been banking a lot of motes. Maybe it's time to cash out." Like, that's a great line. What a great line. Yeah. I don't know what it means, but
okay. And then another thing, 2 more things I'm really looking forward to, and the things are like more and more exciting to me as they go along. The world tiers, it's a little bit to be determined.
Okay.
There seems to be at least a little variability, but so far all I know about that is I know the exotic mission has you picking up some things in Fabled and Mythic, but I don't know how much variability of extra secrets there will be on the higher world tiers, but it may only be for the exotic mission, but I'm at least excited to check them out. Now, the world tiers is a little crappy as far as how hard they are. Like, I was watching Astrocross and some people playing today. You can't get to a point where they will eventually be easier. Fabled always keeps you at 30 under, no matter what your power is, and Mythic always keeps you at 50 under.
Wow.
And that kind of sucks because if you're grinding for power and let's say you get up to 400, it doesn't even matter because you're always going to be 50 under. And so I think that's kind of crappy on that. But
why make number go up? Why make number go up if you can't just overpower stuff? I agree.
Exactly. Especially if you're putting in all the work for grinding, because there's a lot of grinding here. But the thing that I look forward to the most, and I got kind of a small taste of this today. I was playing with Sin. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but we were looking for some stuff for the exotic mission. But we got sidetracked like crazy. I'm not just talking about the side quests.
Wait a minute, Sin gets sidetracked? Sin gets sidetracked.
The amount of secrets that you can look for. Now, this is where the abilities really shine, and this is where they should have pushed them more, not so much in the campaign missions so heavily, but out in the open world. All the little matter spark holes you can go in, all the little matter morph things you can do, the cannon teleportation things. We were in this one zone in the northwest, kind of like where you first load into the map, looking for something for the exotic quest. And it was so dense with little cubby holes and secrets and things to find. We were just having a blast just going around, opening chests here, doing little things there. Oh, here's a hole over here. Oh, here's a hole over here. Oh, there's this, there's that. There's like, and that's not for everyone, but like Sin and I were having just a blast using our abilities. I won't spoil anything for anyone who hasn't passed the campaign yet, but Matter Spark is more fun when you pass the campaign. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, good to know.
That doesn't mean necessarily it gets better, but it's just more fun. I don't want to spoil anything. Okay. And again, it's not because of the campaign, it's because what you do outside in the open world is
free roam areas.
into the free roam. And I'm really excited for now. Of course, these secrets and stuff, once they're all found, there's not anything to do. So again, if they could add variability, that would keep people coming back. But still, the amount of secrets, little hidden things that they put in, I have a feeling so far, even though it's only 2 days in, that it is like 10 times as more of anything in the past that they've done.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that.
Wow. You had me excited when you said you unlock one side mission, 2 or 3 more open. I'm like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
That means they can be adding more and more as seasons change. And it's just exciting. I like this.
Yep. Oh yeah, those are all my notes. So
well done. Well done. Yeah. You've played a lot. Yeah. You've played a lot more than I have.
I played a lot. Yeah.
The one funny thing, and Dorath says it, who would have thought we'd be collecting Spirit Bloom again? You know, they get rid of all of these elements and materials on all the planets that we still can go to. And then here we are. I'm like, I know what that is. That's Spirit Bloom. And the one from Titan.
There's some other alkaline looking things.
Yeah, from Titan. I think we've got those from Titan. And is there another one, or is that the only 2?
There's like 4 total.
Okay,
every
good.
Zone has
for every zone.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you know me, man, I love farming materials. So I'll definitely be getting that every time even though I need to go this way for a story, if my little ghost detector says I have some elements of it, some materials over here to get, I will go get them first. Cause I like stocking up on that stuff. Cause you need those materials, right? To do focusing. Is that what it is? Use them for focusing.
And they did it in a very smart way. Remember, this world that we have, it's not necessarily going away anytime, but it's still kind of more a temporary thing with the way the expansions are going forward. And all the materials, they don't go in your inventory, which is great. They go on a screen.
Right.
Only when you're in the world.
That's right.
And they're usable there. And so that way they don't junk up your inventory. So it's really smart how they did it like that.
I wanted to read real quick some of the Discord chats thoughts here. Amazing Taco King. I'm not going to read that one. The Batman 2837, for all my solar friends out there, the bow from Pinnacle can roll with incandescent and new solar perk together. Okay.
Nice.
Amazing Taco King. I love my Ikelos shotgun from the season of Seraph. Yeah, that's actually one of the shotguns I have kept, because I like rapid fire shotguns. Deadpool one Merc says, I don't like the weapons that much, and the gear, I'm not very impressed. Well, remember, if you're playing the beginning levels, a lot of the gear is going to be very common. Just like if you were to get a blue, starting to play Destiny 2, you know, when we fell off the ship and we had to start from nowhere, you got all blue stuff. This is at least legendary stuff, and I'm getting some blue stuff too, but generally I'm using it as an infusement material because it only costs 1 enhancement core to infuse. So if you remember, upgrade modules cost 5,000 glimmer and 1 enhancement core. So it's a little cheaper to infuse now. So it actually encourage you to keep leveling up your gear as you're playing through the story. I miss solar cells. I hope they come back one day. I miss those too. I actually started using them right before they got rid of them. The Batman again, the back half is way better than the first. I think Witch Queen was the hardest. Yeah, the relocator cannon, zombie pops. Yep, that's what the cannon's called. Deadpool one Merc again says, I don't like the movement of Matter Spark. It's very, very sensitive, especially when you're trying to jump on platforms and stuff. There's a learning curve there, that's for sure. And I'm playing on console. I'm actually playing on PC with a PS5 controller. One thing I did want to mention, I got some more commentary I want to read. If you're on PS5 or Xbox One X, I believe, there is very disappointing, but the gun audio cuts out really bad. I think it's a bug that they're going to talk about, I'm sure, in the TWAB, but I just switched over to PC, never had a problem. Bug wise, I got kicked one time with a weasel error playing last night late. Other than that, I've not been kicked. Knocking on wood. Sorry if the camera vibrates. I really haven't had too many bugs. I did enter one area that I wasn't supposed to enter, so the flow of the story was a little confusing. So once I just quit and came back in, it put me right back on track. So that was the only hang up I had, as far as no enemies were coming at me. I was looking around saying, what do I need to do next? You know, I think
the glass is totally bugged right now. And funny, it's the opposite side. It's on the PC that it's bugged.
Weird. Wow. I think one of our new mods, congratulations, by the way, to Necromancer. He's one of our new mods in our Discord. He's always been a clan mod, a clan admin, but now he's pretty much in charge of GDC3. He's really building it up right now. Got a lot of new members in there. In fact, In fact, TL Laser, I believe he was in here. He's in there. So a lot of people starting to move into that clan. We have 3 clans total. But he mentioned that there was one part where you rotate something. I'm going to get very vague here, where you rotate something to align it, and it wasn't working with the weapons because there's a stuff you have to rotate that's out of whack, where you have to put down the cannon and use your regular weapons to relocate it. That was being, like I said, is a known bug. I didn't have any problems with it, so maybe that's just lucky on my end. Let's see. Amazing Taco King. Quantity over quality. Be probably prepare for you to open world exploration. Makes recognizing it second nature. Those things that could be for you hit late game or mid to high level, since the Banes and Boons change their instance. Okay. Who's Your Guardian says, I love solo ops. Not people rushing ahead of me, killing everything was so nice. I hear you, brother. I am with you on that. I'm loving
again,
solo
it's
ops.
not just solo ops. Remember, that's also in Fireteam ops. That's where the solo strikes are.
Yes, that was a good point because I did not know that. So thank you.
So Kepler, you can play solo too and get the higher level gear. So it's not just a solo ops thing that you can play solo.
So it's a solo instance like the final Shape World was.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
And if you do higher tiers, you get more gear too, and more loot.
That's the way it should be.
Higher tier.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're playing a tougher game. You should get better loot. That's for sure.
So solo ops is not just the only way, to be fair, to get the deterministic gear.
Right.
Yeah.
There's stuff in Fireteam ops that is match made and stuff that isn't. So you could play it solo, is what he's trying to say. I haven't even tried Pinnacle ops yet. I guess it's two exotic stories missions that we played in the past.
There's 3 things total. I don't know if they were both. Well, it was Encore, Whisper, and something else, and then Encore switched to Starcross. I forget what the third thing was.
Okay, got you. So it's 3 usually. Okay.
Yeah.
I've only done the training. This is Zombie Pops. I've only done the training mission for solo ops, but I agree, Todd. It's perfect for small bits of time right before work, man. That's what solo ops is for. It's quick in, quick out. You know what you're getting. You know what power level. Your stuff's probably going to come at. It tells you what you're going to get. It's perfect for farming.
By the way, on
power.
that too, have you noticed on solo ops, there's usually only one that gives you extra loot. So I also wonder if they made a mistake there too with why let you pick 6 options if only one of them is good with the extra loot.
Yeah, and another thing I want to mention about solo ops is the menu was very intuitive, no confusion. They've done a lot of things to really make it easier for players to jump right in and figure it out. And once first thing I would tell you is to go to the seasonal tab on the portal, the seasonal rank up track, and see what the daily missions are and the weekly missions, because those add a lot of XP to your season pass. I'm sorry, reward pass. So that's pretty much it. Amazing Talking sounds like we've stepped into the world of Destiny Craft Vessel of the Nine. Yeah, I mean we're starting all over again pretty much. It's like a Destiny 3, but not. We're starting over like we did at the beginning of Destiny 2. We fell off the ship. We were near dead. We have to go and accumulate all our gear again. It's kind of the same way, except we have a big vault full of gear that we can decide to use or not to use. But just remember, everything is at 10 power, so you gotta get it leveled up. And let me ask you this, Kingsley: does power really matter?
Not really. It depends on what you want to or need to do. As we said, it's not going to matter on Kepler world tiers, which kind of sucks. It's not going to matter if you're doing Fireteam activities because you go off of the person who's the highest.
Okay, good to know.
So it's going to matter a little bit for certain things, like if they have a power floor you have to get into.
Okay.
Like contest mode raid, things like that.
No, I mean,
and then it will matter if you're playing like solo Pinnacle things, like the streamers or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you want to play those activities on a really hard level and maybe not have a fire team. And then so if you're like level 400, you're gonna have an easier time than if you're not. But it depends on the definition. Does it matter? Does it matter for the technicality in the games? Not entirely. Does it matter if you feel better because the number goes higher? Sure. If you feel better, then if that matters to you or not. I'm not saying it doesn't matter in any case, but like kind of like a generic definition of it, I just don't see it totally mattering too much.
Well, the reason
I could be wrong.
Reason I ask that is for Crucible, power doesn't matter anymore. Even in Trials of Osiris, You just have to own the latest version of the game to play. And I'm sure you probably have to get to a certain base power floor, but pretty much once you hit the base power floor, you're allowed in, and then level doesn't matter. So I think they did that. You know why I think they did that, Kingsley? Because Iron Banner's not coming around for a while. I think they want to give people that Iron Banner itch. Maybe it's their time to try to get people to try trials, and they're going to have some awesome gear in there. That's always where the really badass guns and badass armor is. So we'll see. We'll see when that comes around. Anything else, Kingsley, you want to mention before we hit the TWAB?
No, I made my notes and that was it. So yeah.
I wish I had more to report on, but like I said, I had to move my mother-in-law into a assisted living facility. It's part of having aging parents. You got to take care of them. And she did not make it easy on us. For the record, I'm just saying that my wife has just been stressed to the gilt. So it's not been good. Not been good in the Gator household this week. So I will definitely be catching up this weekend, and next week we'll definitely get into it as we have HD Tech coming on the show next week. Little teaser right there. And I've already talked to him. He's all ready to go. He's actually getting his son into the game. His son wants to try playing Destiny. So he was asking me some questions about opening accounts and stuff, which I'm definitely the person to ask there. So that means it's time for This Week in Destiny. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Let me pull it up. We're going to follow along together, folks. I got my share screen here. And we will go through it together because this is the first time I'm seeing it. Just like Astacross. He reads it, never saw it, first time.
Oh, great. That means you're going to read it word for word then, or should I help you summarize it?
Yeah, I'll ask you to summarize. Why don't we just tag team it tonight? I'll take a section, you take a section. We'll go from there on it. So, okay, going to switch over to GDC share screen. There we go. All right, here we go. Get this fan down. It's blowing on my throat. That's why I've been having dry throat lately. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. All right, This Week in Destiny for July 17th, 2025. Where has the year gone, man? We're already past the halfway mark of this year. This Week in Destiny, we've launched the Edge of Fate and are now getting ready for the Desert Perpetual Raid when it goes live Saturday. It had already happened by the time you listen to the audio version of this podcast, but so we guess you are doing that tool. So what about jump right into today's topics so we can all go back to doing that? Yes, we want to play. The Edge of Fate voice acting update, new raid incoming, Brief 003, season reclamation is here, new Bungie rewards available, and the Bungie Foundation update. All right, the Edge of Fate is live. On Tuesday, we launched Edge of Fate. The new expansion not only brings a lot of content and quality of life changes, it also kickstarts both the Year of Prophecy, which will continue when Renegades launches in December, and the Fate Saga, our next long narrative arc that will be focused on the 9. But you all know that already. We should just focus on celebrating along with you and our amazing community. Thank you for playing our game, for sharing your enjoyment with us, but also for your incredibly valuable feedback. Have fun, show us your craziest moments, and keep it going. All right, voice acting update. Now I know about this one already. I've heard that Ikora sounds like somebody else in the game. We knew she was going to be voicing Ikora, but I got to admit, when I heard her voice, it sounded too much like Savathun for me. So they did announce this, and they said that I guess they're going to be jumping in with some new recorded voice lines, I guess. Is that what they're saying here?
Yeah, they don't know when, but they're going to re-record everything. Okay. So I guess the strike is ending or when it does, and they're actually going to have the actual voice actor for Ikora come back and fix it up. So
I love it.
It's kind of odd. That's a lot of work to redo. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and it's kind of odd because those of us that play it first, that probably would appreciate it the most, are not going to notice that unless we go back and play it way down the road. But hey, whatever. It's not a bad thing.
Hey, well, would you rather, let me ask you this, would you rather have no voice and captions because of that actor was on like Xivu Arath? Or would you rather have someone talking in the lines, to at least for now? I'd rather have someone talking, right? Well,
kind of, but it's hard to say too, because the Ionians don't talk at all. And it was actually fine, good enough interacting with them. that little text that came up, but I don't know. Probably I would still rather just anyone talk it, but it's hard to say because it really was bugging me too that the voice was quite a bit different.
Okay. Well, anyway, they said someday they're gonna fix it. They did it with Ghost a long time ago. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Dinklage and then
with North. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Desert Perpetual launches on Saturday. It's the world's first race.
Yep, we know that.
It'll go live at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is reset. Console mode for its first 48 hours, only rise above the rest conquer. Now they did say this last week that once they have a winner, that it will revert back to normal mode. What do you think about this? There was a lot of hubbub over this last week. People were like, no, they should keep it on for 48 hours and leave it on. I disagree. I think people are going to be watching this raid race and want to jump in with their friends. Why not make it easy for them to jump in and play?
Well, I don't know that exactly the people that are watching the race want to jump in the second they can, but I agree that people want to jump in that first weekend. And they did it with the dungeon to pretty good success. And I think it's a really good idea because it kind of gets at least some, we don't know how many, it won't necessarily be a ton of people, but it does get more people excited to try the raid right away and get that momentum going. And I think this is an excellent thing. I think that they should even take it one step further and have a contest mode always available, just a selectable thing, because that way, if you want that, here's what contest mode does, by the way, for people that don't remember. It's three things really, but the first thing goes away quickly. It's a world's first race, so whichever team passes first, they get rewards, they get the raid belts. They get famous, right?
Yep.
But then the second and the third thing is, if you pass it in the 48 hours, you get a really cool emblem. And then the third thing is you get the guaranteed exotic. Well, here's what I think they should do is they should, since they're adding normal in once the world's first race finishes, they should allow people, I've thought this for a long time, even previous years, they should also allow contests to be selectable whenever people want. Not to get the emblem, because you got to make that exclusive for the first 48 hours, but get this. I bet you would love this. You would guaranteed get the exotic.
I like it.
On contest.
I'm all on board. Yeah, I would try that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing a lot of people run it. Now, I will go a step further with when they did Ride of the Nine with the Explorer mode. I think they should offer an Explorer mode for the new raid for people who haven't raided before to jump in. And we're in agreement there.
Well, so someone did ask that question. There was an interview with Milo, Mr. Alpha Waffles, and they were asking that. And they said it's something that they would like to try and do, but doing it for raid, there's a lot more work than just a dungeon.
Yeah.
So they can't promise anything will be coming. But what they said, they kind of hinted to where it would most likely be coming, if anything. I think this is excellent, is remember for fourth quarter, we're getting the rad, we're basically going to have like a Pantheon event again.
Right.
They're probably not going to call it Pantheon necessarily, but they might add an Explorer mode for that. Because that was one issue where everyone had this misconception, even though we tried to warn them, Pantheon wasn't a raid boot camp. It was for people that already had experience. It started off at the normal level and it got harder and harder. And I don't know why people were thinking like, oh, it's a way to learn. No. It was not a way to learn. People found out quickly it was hard. But imagine this time they actually add a learner mode too. That'd be really cool.
Why not? I know it's more work. I mean, I'm not a developer and I don't know how much time goes into creating messages on the screen. It shows you how to do it. And also, curtailing the damage and aggressiveness of the enemies.
Excellent. I love and make it where revive tokens are unlimited, and obviously don't give you like great loot. So like maybe you gotta have some loot, but but also you kind of have an expectation if you're doing on a training mode. Loot is not the main purpose. It's really just for learning it. So have something to make it worth your time. Maybe you get an emblem the first time you do it, like, oh, I passed the raid boot camp or whatever. But really the main focus is to just get the experience.
Well, if you complete all the encounters in the Desert Perpetual and contest mode, you'll get this beautiful emblem here, which you can flash off a little bit of, it's for the first 48 hours. So there we go. There's a good, they're giving you something.
Show that emblem.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice looking at it yet. It looks like the raid is going to be 9 focused.
Yes, I see the
Doesn't
9.
It look like it?
See the 9 spear.
They're almost kind of spoiling it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's that. And they're going to be knocking out, our audio listeners won't hear this, but tomorrow, July 18th, they're going to have to shut things down for, it looks like 6 a.m. Pacific. Destiny 2 maintenance will begin 8:35 a.m. It's going to be brought offline. 10 a.m. reset. It'll be brought back online. And then the new update will come probably to fix some of the bugs that we have been talking about. And then the full maintenance will be done by 12 p.m. Pacific. So 3 p.m. Eastern time. So, but of course they have to have the disabled items list that will not be able to be brought into contest mode. Weapons, the Outbreak Perfected, the 3rd iteration, no surprise. The Choir of One, which was hitting pretty hard today. Icebreaker, and the armor, the set bonus perks on the Collective Psyche armor set, and the distribution armor mod will be disabled. So all the more reason why you just jump in and play regular. Just have fun and use what you want to use, Anyway.
Well, yeah.
World's first race info. In the July 7th TWID, they mentioned that all you have to do is finish the legendary campaign to be ready for the raid, to be high enough power. And the level to participate in Perpetual is 100, which is probably what it'll end up as I finish the legendary campaign. Of course, you can finish the campaign in regular difficulty and then grind to get that number. It's your choice. The TWID had more information. Players looking to participate in the world's first race, we suggest you check that out. You can follow the race. The pre-show from Bungie will be from 6:45 a.m. Pacific to 10 a.m. Pacific. This is Saturday morning. Evan F. 1997 at CB Gray will do pre-show and full raid follow from 6:45 to 6 p.m. Boy, 12-hour stream. Good luck, guys. Wise Thug, Merge, One. These are from France. Nexus Gaming and Ellie Nault Rain from, I'm thinking Denmark. Is that DE, Denmark? Masio IT, Italy. El Tio Toland for our Latino viewers, I guess. Latam MX. Sorry.
America, Mexico.
There you go. Thank you. The Power Hughes emblem was initially our partners for partnered streamers during the world's first race, but we now made the emblem available to anyone streaming Destiny 2 on July 19th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Damn, I might be streaming that day. Even if it's not the raid, I'll just stream gameplay or something, right? Could be anything, right? Anyone streaming Destiny 2. There's no time either. Okay. Good to know. Let me write that down. Okay. After the world's first race, gift a sub to any eligible Twitch channel in Destiny 2 category streaming the Desert Perpetual raid from July 19th, 6 p.m. to July 29th, 10 a.m. to receive the Golden Relief emblem. That looks really snazzy. That looks very nice. Almost 3D with the textures in it. I like that. Okay. All right. If you're planning on streaming the raid, here are some overlays for you to use. Let's not mention overlays. That's a sore subject. Get your raid rewards. They're going to be giving away a jacket, belts, pins, all kinds of stuff. And it looks like you can earn some of this stuff as well. Then they have a brief. I'm not reading the briefs. This is our lore part of the new iteration of Destiny. I might get into this later, but for now, just go to bungie.net and look upper this tab, and you'll be able to go through that and see what it's about, because it might actually spoil some of the story as well. All right, season reclamation has started. Do you want to tag on to this one, Kingsley?
I mean, yeah, these are all things they've told us a million times again, but I guess we'll read it again.
Well, just summarize if you want. It's fun.
Yeah, July 15th. Guess what? Edge of Fate started. And we already know Ash and Iron starts September 9th. Yes. And then December 2nd, Renegade starts.
Right. We know that.
And then Shadow and Order starts March 3rd. So
yeah, pretty much reiterating, right?
Yep. And then again, they're reiterating more stuff. At the start of the season, we introduced Solo Ops, brand new activity playlist that takes place on destinations throughout the system. The portal will have its own new gear to be earned right as you jump into the expansion. Crucible Ops and Fireteam Ops will offer new armor sets and gear with a sizable amount of returning activities. I don't know, sizable, if that's the right word for that. 6 activities and 3 of the featured ones.
I got you.
Reclamation and future seasons will feature a calendar of content releases featuring additional activities. Yeah, we know that when each season comes along, they're going to change up the activities in the portal, which I think is a huge mistake. They should switch them up weekly or at least twice per season. We're going to get pretty bored of that stuff pretty quickly. As well as new and returning events. These events will have exclusive gear and rewards, including holofoil weapons. And here are the next 3 events and their dates. So, again, July 15th, the portal launch for like the 3rd time. July 22nd, Onslaught, Midtown and Onslaught, Widow's Court arrive in Fireteam Ops. So they are talking about things that are being added. Star-Crossed Exotic Mission. So that's funny. They pushed that forward because that was the one that was supposed to be coming July 22nd.
Gotcha.
Week of July 29th, the Arms Week event launches with the focus on hand cannons. I'm definitely interested to see what this Arms Week is like. In Destiny 1, was it just get like 100 kills, or was it anything more interesting than that?
Arms Week, you had it was usually a brand of weapons. Like it would offer the Suros weapons, like the machine, the auto rifle and the scout rifle. I believe there were 2 different scout rifle versions. I think there were 2 auto versions too, and you could buy these versions. And I'm trying to think, there weren't random. Were there random rolls on them back then? I can't remember. Man, it's been so long since Destiny, but it was where you could. They had dedicated weapons that they were selling those weeks. That was in, I can't remember. I think you had to get the bounty to unlock it. I can't remember, man. I cannot remember.
It's been so my question was it probably just get like 100 kills or something like that? And then
with scout rifles. Yeah. With scout rifles or something like that. It's probably going to be something simple, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. Cause did you notice that the gunsmith still has gunsmith bounties? I thought those are going away.
Yeah, I think that's a bug, and that'll be switching. I think I read somewhere, because they said that is going away.
I thought those were here to stay. Okay.
Well, there's another thing that Bungie said would change and didn't change. So maybe, and you want them to change that, right? Yeah. Or not change that. So
Deadpool 1 Merc said they did have set rolls. That's what I thought. But if it had a really cool roll, you were going to go for it. You were definitely going to get a copy of that weapon. So yeah, I always loved Guns Week or Arms Week or whatever they called it back then. That was a highlight of my week, especially when I played so much Destiny. I was so burnt out. That was the one highlight I looked forward to every week was Gunsmith.
Yeah, but are you going to complain when it's only hand cannons? So this first one's focusing on hand cannon.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll go through the test period and see what I got to do, but I probably won't keep many of them. Maybe one if I.
All right, and then. Good. Also, that week of July 29th, Trials is back, of course, with new armor sets and tiered weapons to earn. And then the Coil activity opens in the Fireteam Ops, featuring 3 different paths to play.
Coil was fun.
The weeks of August 5th through 19th, the Solstice event takes place. That one looks like it had some, I'm not going to mention anything, but some things were leaking out. It looks like that could be kind of fun this year.
Good.
And I don't mean anything leaked out with activities. It was more like
weapons and
rewards.
Gear. Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
And then matchmaking opens for the Grandmaster Fireteam Ops, which means expert and master matchmaking opens on the 22nd and the 29th, respectively, after that in August.
Stalker will be there with bells on.
September 2nd, Heavy Metal event returns, and September 9th is when the next major update, Ashen Iron. Now, one thing they didn't put in here, and again, if you're listening to this after the fact, but tomorrow, as I were recording Friday, there's that new Crucible mode. I forget what it's called, but it's only the new featured weapons.
Yes,
remember?
Like seasonal weapons.
That starts tomorrow.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm kind of surprised they didn't mention that in here.
I didn't. I don't see it.
Yeah. There will be booster weeks where gameplay or progression buff will be active in the portal. The first booster, Special Surge, starts next week and buffs special ammo drops in all PvE activities in the portal. Oh, this is funny because one thing that people have been complaining about is with the new ammo system. Yeah, the ceiling is higher to like buff up ammo generation, and it's deterministic with the bar, but supposedly the floor is lower too, where we're not getting ammo as quickly as we were hoping. I don't know if you've noticed that.
One thing I noticed, and when I did play solo ops, it was so quick. I ran out of machine gun ammo like really quick. So that was on my it was on my A version of the game, of the story, the hardest I can make it.
And I don't think that'll be changed because Bungie did kind of respond to it, and they kind of made it sound like this is by design. Get used to it. Like they want you to build into.
Well, that's where more build crafting will be more important.
So we win some, we lose some. So like, yeah, it's deterministic. We can see the bar going
Yeah.
across, but guess what? We're getting less overall ammo
Yeah.
than ever before. Unless you build into it.
Well, I've got nothing on my old armor right now that's building into that. So yeah. We'll have to look into it.
And then, sorry, that was the, that, and then in Ashen Iron,
right.
Again, on September 9th, we will return the Plaguelands, which we already know. New activity, highlighter event, new territory. This sets up a brand new activity called Reclaim, a 3-player mission where resources are limited and playing as a team is a requirement for success. The portal will expand with additional activities, which, yeah, we know they're going to change up the portal each season. Customizable options, new weapons and armor, and the new ultimate difficulty level accessible for all solo fire team and pinnacle ops. That's the thing they're doing where there's not really Grandmaster Nightfalls anymore, but they have an ultimate difficulty level that's coming.
Okay.
And then, of course, they remind us they didn't talk much about the raid because they never do. They wanted to discover it by surprise. So, but then they are reminding us that. So yeah, we have raid this season, next season, and we're saying season loosely, but they're calling them the updates, the major updates.
Right.
We're just so used to using the word season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the next update, we're getting the epic version of the raid, which will add new content and rewards after Ashen Iron launches when the time is right.
Nice.
The third season or quarter will be the dungeon, and the fourth one will be the Rad event, which means Pantheon this time around. But Rad means something like raid and activity, or I forget what it means, but it's kind of like raids and dungeons and things like into some kind of like special activity.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
New Bungie rewards to celebrate. For every purchase on the store during the Edge of Fate, receive the Destiny 2 emblem. Okay. Sepulture Chromatic. Sepulture Chromatic. It's a gift with purchase. And that is this right here. Ooh, I'll be buying something in the Bungie store this week. Hell yeah. Look at that emblem. Yeah. If you like skulls, you're going to love that in punk rock. The skulls and punk rock. That's what it reminds me of. All right. The Edge of Fate has an original soundtrack that you can get at through the digital edition, probably through Bungie store. So keep that in mind. Bungie Day campaign update. Guardians are filled with gratitude. In just 10 days, we have come together to raise more than $750,000 in support of our Bungie Day campaign. Your dedication to lifting up others and being a catalyst for change is incredible. The world shines brighter because of you, and there is still much more we can do. With the launch of Edge of Fate, we've added additional incentives to further impact. Head to our Tiltify page today to donate. Helping Hands emote and a steady column shader. And Eververse has a brand new Foundation-inspired weapon ornament for Sunshot. I saw that. Grab what you can and wear it with pride, knowing you're a difference maker. All right. And they have a video here of how that support is applied. You can watch that. It's on YouTube and in the TWAB. Player support report. I think we better get into this part this time. I know shit's broken, but there's a lot of shit
that's
broken.
A lot to read. Are you sure?
No, let's just let's pick some favorites out. They said the competitive playlist, PvP competitive playlists are placed in higher ranks than intended after completing their placement matches. Okay, that'll be fixed. They have well, I'll mention this, the timeline of feature updates. Tuesday, July 22nd, 9.0.
I already mentioned that one.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, for Tuesday the 29th, Matter Spark motion sickness and visual improvements. I didn't get motion sick because I use VR already. It doesn't get me sick, but it was definitely jarring. Holofoil visuals, unintentionally changing Tangled Web perk, not suspending champions. We're still investigating the following high priority issues. Target approximate fix once available. Leaving the Edge of Fate missions early prevents players from relaunching them. Audio issues on PlayStation 5, so that'll be later. And PlayStation 4 consoles crash when entering the tower. You know, I'll give you guys a tip if you have a PS4. Just unplug the back of it. Take it in your hand. Go outside in the garage, open the trash can, and put it in. And go buy a PS5.
Are you going to pay him to get a PS5 then?
Go get a PS5. It's time.
Are you going to pay him to get a PS5?
But it's time. It's time. This game should be only on the new consoles. I'm sorry. I really think the old consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4 are holding this franchise back as far as our vault changes, all kinds of things that are maybe taking longer.
Yeah.
To load stuff.
It was just funny how you said it. Like, are you going to pay for them to get a PS5?
I was just being a smartass. I was being a smartass.
I know.
But anyway,
And we're seeing this more than ever before. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's also kind of funny that even the PS5s aren't doing great with some audio issues
Dude,
and stuff.
I'm playing on my PC here and I can hear it humming. I'm playing on 4K, 120 frames.
Well, that's that has nothing to do with Destiny.
I
That's
know,
just
but
4K.
yeah, but I'm still, I mean, I can't imagine what a PS4 is having to process right now. That is an old console, man. And I know, I'm sorry if you can't afford to get a PS5 yet. Maybe get a PC and then you never have to upgrade consoles. So, but then you have to upgrade sound cards. It's just something different every time. But gaming, gaming, if you look at all our hobbies out there, gaming is pretty inexpensive. Once you get the equipment to play it, it's really not that expensive. So anyway, I'm an old dude that's, made money over his lifetime, and I'm not 23 and trying to make a living. I get it. But, if you're going to be a gamer, I mean, I'm sorry, man. It's time to get it.
They still haven't gotten rid of PS4. Maybe they'll finally get rid of PS4 support when they make Destiny 3. Ha ha ha.
Never happened. All right.
That's kind of my point. They haven't gotten rid of PS4 yet.
I wanted to mention the ammo economy feedback because you kind of touched on this, but it said in the new system, ammo bricks drop more frequently and consistently than before when defeating enemies, but contain less ammo per brick. That's what I was noticing too. If you're feeling short on ammo, here are some build crafting options you can leverage to increase your ammo drops and layouts per drop. All weapons except swords have ammo generation stat, which influences how quickly they contribute to ammo meters. Okay, that's one. You can improve the ammo generation stat using the ammo generation armor mods in your chest piece, or the bandolier or abundant ammo mods on the weapon itself. Okay. Finder mods for your head directly scale all gains to the meter for the corresponding ammo type and can stack up to 3 times. The scavenger mods, which there is a artifact artifact thing you can check off that'll make all your scavengers a lot cheaper. Grants extra ammo on pickups for matched weapons. The newly introduced weapon stat from 100 to 200 also offers an escalating chance for ammo bricks to contain additional ammo, and your chance can be seen on the inspection screen. Okay. We're also investigating.
So they're saying get over it and do these things.
They're trying to say this is the new system. Just learn how to do it better. In other words, get good. We are also investigating a few weapons that are receiving less ammunition than intended. Some area denial grenade launchers, rocket sidearms, bipod rocket launchers. Once we have details on a fix, we'll let you know. All right. The other stuff you can go through. It's a lot of little stuff like hit markers and little tiny bugs.
There's way more than what they show in the TWID, by the way, people, all the time. In fact, often I will put, if someone's talking about an issue that they have, what I do to help people out is I'll go to if you really want to know, I recommend this, is this just happening to me or is it happening to everyone?
Right.
It only takes a second, people. Type in your Google search, Bungie known issues.
There you go.
And it'll open up the page, and it's a very nice formatted page that'll kind of tell you broken down on world or activities or weapons.
Gotcha.
You can even do a search on that page and it's like, oh yeah, this is an issue that's affecting everyone, not just me.
Right.
Then you know if it's your system or if it's affecting everyone. So, occasionally we'll talk about issues, but it's not that hard to look up, if it's an issue or not.
Okay. Good to know. I am looking ahead. Okay. We have our artist of the week. Nice little sniper pick of a hunter there. Very nice. Movie of the week. We are done here. We hope you're enjoying The Edge of Fate. Well, that the legendary campaign didn't hit you too hard, and I'm hearing it hasn't. And that your preparations for the Desert Perpetual are going well. What builds are you using? What weapons are you have you earned? Have you reached 200 points in a stat already? Any juicy secrets you have uncovered? Let us know. Share your feedback with us, and just have an amazing time as a community. Guess what? We love playing new Destiny 2 content as much as you do. The Destiny 2 community teams. Thank you, Destiny 2 community team. Thank you for communicating with us every week. And that's it. That is the TWAB for July 17th, 2025. Let us go and see if we have any questions from our community. We'll do that right after this. All right. Let me see. I haven't even looked in the Discord to see if there's any questions we need to answer here. We'll look real quick. Okay. We have, let's see. Do you want to answer that one from Fluffy? It's kind of a long question.
I don't have it pulled up. Let me
yeah, some non-Destiny questions.
Non-Destiny or Destiny questions?
Both or either.
Well, which one are you in first?
The Destiny question was from Fluffy. I think that was from last week though. That's probably more geared to you than it is me.
Oh, but this is a lot to think about right now.
It is. Anybody in chat has any questions for us? Now's the time to chime in. If you have any questions for us for the show, anything you have a question Destiny wise, I'm sure Kingsley can help you answer that part. I probably know as much as you do as on a lot of this stuff, but if there's any questions you have in the chat, throw it in the chat right now and we'll answer them live on the show. And you'll hear yourself also being mentioned in our audio version of the show. Okay. Yeah, we have one Destiny question and one non-Destiny question. Wow. Yeah, that's a long one, Fluffy. That took a lot of time to put that question together. In fairness, we need to answer that question, Kingsley.
But I'm not ready to answer it right now. I'd have to think about it for a few minutes.
I tell you what, let's do this. No, let's do this. Let's answer that one next week. We'll give you time to look at it. I'll get to look at it here because I didn't read it last week. Fluffy, I see your question there. We'll get to that one. And the only other question we have is a non-Destiny question about the campaign for making better games from Jimmy Rayner. Let me see here. Stop Killing Games initiative. I mean, I've heard all kinds of things about how that flopped and didn't do well. And how some of the problem with the Stop Killing Games initiative is a lot of different streamers don't even know what they're talking about with it. Some streamers are talking about things that they want to see in games, but don't really encompass the entire initiative as we know it. So, you know what? I'm going to save that one, Jimmy, for next week for HD Tech. So he'll probably have something to say there as well. So, no, I think we'll just cut it short tonight, man. I'm sure you guys are ready to jump in and play some more Destiny, right? I know I am. And we're right at the 2-hour mark. So, any questions you guys have in the chat, throw it in there now. Otherwise, we're probably going to call it here. Is there anything else we need to know?
We have a quick question from Deadpool.
All right. Well, hold on. Let's jump. I'll go and start it. Then I'll do the finale. I'll do the outro in it as well. Here we go. All right, boys and girls, this is the part of the show where we answer questions from our community. And I think you said Deadpool 1 Merc had a question in our Discord chat. Kingsley, you have it there in front of you?
Yeah, although I would love a little bit more clarification, but I'll start answering it in the meantime. He says, do you think that Edge of Fate is worth old players staying or leaving? I'm trying to understand exactly what he means by that. Do you have a kind of a feeling for
he's trying to what's up, MC Square?
I guess I'm trying to understand the definition of what worth means, like worth it for what, like, you know, sorry.
He's talking
I just
about
want to make sure I answer it well, but if I don't hear back, I can try to answer it.
I think by staying or leaving, he means if say the veteran Destiny players are outside looking in and haven't tried it or haven't purchased the stuff yet, should they jump right back in and stay, or should they just leave Destiny and move on to the next game?
But if they already left, that doesn't make sense. They're leaving again, or
maybe I think a lot of people are just sitting on the fence. I think that's why the numbers were so low.
Well, that's why I'm just trying to understand the question. Yeah.
So I think that's what he's referring to there.
Old players doesn't necessarily mean people that have left. We're old players and we didn't leave.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I'm really trying to. I'm so sorry. I'm too technical at times, but like I want to make sure I understand what you're getting at.
You're too technical? No, not you, Kingsley.
Yeah, but I feel for people too, and I want to answer
person.
it.
I get it.
I want to answer it based on what their impression was.
Yeah, I understand. All we can see is your head, by the way. Your
cameras. Let's put it this way. I've put questions to podcasts in the past.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand my question at all. I'm like, oh, I should have worded that better or something.
Yeah, I got you.
Not that I'm saying Deadpool worded it bad. I'm just saying, you know, like,
I got you.
And since it's here right now, maybe we'll get a response real quick.
Yeah.
Do we want to invite him to speak or?
Yeah, bring him on.
Okay.
Well, it's going to mess up Windows.
First, because of how you do everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why am I disappearing? Oh, because it's getting dark, I guess.
Must be getting dark because your camera's only capturing your head. It's the weirdest thing.
See, I hate being on video.
Come on, shine a little light. I got light blaring all over the place. I got track lighting in here. I can dim it to whatever level I want. Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, a lot of you guys have jumped in and played in the chat. What do you guys think? What do you think so far? I mean, oh, there we go. The thing's messed up here. What do you guys think overall? Do you think it's worth it? Worth jumping into? Curious what you guys think, really, more than what I think. I mean, you guys have heard our impression of how everything's going. Curious what you guys think on this.
Okay, well, I'll answer it the best that I can. Do you think that Edge of Fate is worth old players staying or leaving? Well, I think for the old, okay, I'm just going to answer this for people that haven't left yet, because that makes the most sense to me. So I think for a lot of old players, it really just depends on what they like to do. Some old players have gotten to a point where they're getting a little burnt out with grinding. Other older players still like to grind. So, okay, he says, what I was trying to get to is, do you think it's worth old players staying and continuing the story? And is it worth for new players to come and actually play the game based on what you guys played so far? Yeah, see, that's totally different than I was expecting. Thanks for clarifying.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, okay, so for an old player, it's mostly going to be worth it if you like grinding, because even though this story is amazing, I don't think, and we kind of knew this going into it, it's less content than before. The variability isn't as much as we were hoping, and then not everyone cares about variability anyway. So if you like grinding, if you're an old player that likes grinding, yes, this will be worth it for you staying in the game. For new players, I don't think it's going to catch really too many new players.
I think so?
If there's not something sexy and fun, like a fun campaign or something like that, that's pretty big. I think if they hear from their friends, like, oh, the grind is really fun, like they hear that in a month and it's still a fun grind, and then they like grinding also, then I think that would bring a new player in. But I don't just think by default it brings them in. So
yeah. I think the story is more intuitive. I think the story is pretty easy to follow. I haven't finished it yet, of course. I'm about 60% of the way into it, but I think for new players, I think they can jump in. It feels like a new game. I don't think you have to know much in the past. You probably don't know who the Drifter is if you're just playing this game and some of the characters, but I don't know. I think overall, I think new players it's just something new players can jump into. It's a new interface. It's a new way to play Destiny. A lot of us veteran players, I think we know how Bungie games go pretty much. So, for me, I mean, I like the grind. So if you don't like the grind, then you may not like this iteration of Destiny, but the portal system, everything like that, I mean, I can't wait to jump back in and knock that stuff out. So for me, I think a lot of players have gotten burnt before. I mean, let's face it, episodes did not help Bungie's argument for buying new content, because I think the episodes are kind of up and down all over the place, especially after such a great ending and final shape. But I think a lot of our veteran players are just kind of waiting and seeing. They're waiting to see what SkillUp's going to say in his review, and that may decide how many people decide to jump in. But man, you think about it. Destiny 2 has so much more competition than it did back in 2014 or 2017, if you want to count Destiny 2 proper. A lot more competition than there is now. I mean, think about all the new games that are coming out. I mean, there's a lot of new games that I'm actually wanting to play that I would never even look their way in the past because I was so entrenched in Destiny. Whereas now I'm more flexible. Maybe it's me growing as a gamer, an older gamer, in the mix. So, for me, I think the reviews speak for themselves. It's very mixed. It just depends who you ask. But my hope is that a lot of Destiny veterans will jump back in and try it out.
Well, you mentioned, I'll make a point to add on to my point. You even admitted it too. You said the episodes weren't so great. Well, this has even less stuff than episodes. So how are you confident this will be bringing people back?
You noticed, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you notice one of the episodes actually is kind of part of this storyline. So in that sense, the episode made sense. Not going to say which one because I don't want to spoil anything. It's that first week, but I don't know. As far as I think the episodes. I'm hoping there's a grand plan on where the episodes will shine later, but I think
what episodes? You mean going forward? Seasons?
No, I'm no. Well, like one of the episodes, for instance, is in the story. You know what I'm talking
about. What are you talking about? That episode? Maybe we're using the wrong term. Or
the episodes after the final shape. One of the bosses is actually in the story.
I thought you're talking about going forward. So you're talking about in the past.
No, my hope is that the bosses or whatever we had to deal with in some of the other episodes, we might see something in the future going forward with this new prophet, this new not prophet, the new saga of Destiny going into this next year. Maybe we'll see that the episodes make sense then, because for me, standalone, some of them were very boring. For a guy who likes to grind and stuff, I was still having a hard time grinding some of this content. So that's just me. But I think we should just call it there, Kingsley. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you're ready to jump back in and grind some more. So thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Sorry the windows aren't aligning correctly. I think Kingsley turned his camera off and it swapped window panes, but it's no big deal. We're toward the end of the show now.
Turn my camera off. Yeah.
Oh, somehow you got on the opposite side of me. I don't know what happened, but thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I love the fact that you guys talk to us during the show. I love being able to interact with the live chat. So if you're there listening at work listening and you have a second, you want to jump into my YouTube channel, Todd the Gator, on YouTube or Twitch and watch the playback. And like we had someone come in tonight that normally listens on Spotify and he says, "Oh, I finally get to watch you guys live." So there you go. I know some podcasts would put their live podcast on another channel that you could never find. Not mentioning names here, but it's always on my channels, Todd the Gator. So if you want to watch the replays, if you're listening to this on an audio version, you want to actually see the live version, jump in here. The chat, I believe, is included in the live chat in the replays. So check us out. And Kingsley, where can people find you out there in the interwebs?
Nothing really other than Discord. Says Kingsley Mac. So,
well, Amazing Taco King did have a question here. didn't want to leave him hanging here. He said, Kingsley, as a fellow I'm going to say it my way, Diablo player, how much are you enjoying the similar approach Bungie is taking so far? Do you think this is the same as Diablo?
No, I don't, because with Diablo, you actually get new weapons and stuff each time. I would love it if Destiny got rid of everything, you know what I mean, and started over each time. But as far as like the general idea, I think it's good. See, the funny thing about Diablo 2 is I loved the first part, because also Diablo, they typically have about 4 seasons per year. And we're not getting that in Destiny because, it's not as big of a company, but they would have like a full story that goes with it each time too. And so I would play the story, enjoy grinding the new stuff for a little bit, but I'm not a big grinder in any game. So like the back half, I would stop pretty quickly. So I did play differently, right? And grind in Diablo also.
Okay.
But I did enjoy how everything reset, including basically your character goes away. It's not just in Destiny where we reset our power to 10, but we hold on to our stuff. No, literally in Diablo, you start from scratch, even a character, and you don't have anything.
Okay. Yep. Well, I know people didn't like the fact that Diablo would reset your everything in every season. I don't know if I would like that either after grinding for weapons and gear. I know they're going to get rid. The one thing they are doing from the next season to season is they're getting rid of the weapon bonuses that came with the seasonal weapons, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. But don't make my gear, don't make my gear that I work for.
Power level that goes back down to
200 though. So we only have to grind to 200 for one time. After that, it's you're done. So I don't know. Yeah, hard to say, but I wanted to mention to listen to my new podcast. I have a new audio version podcast out called 50 Years Experience Required. Nothing to do about gaming. It's all about to do with life. I'm trying to see if I have dadgummit. I'll have to give you the podcast app, the podcast addict link here, but I'll leave the link here in the chat. It's called 50 Years Experience Required, and it's all about life lessons, things I've learned from trial and error over my lifetime, and I hope you guys like it. It's a little more from the heart, it's more story driven, and definitely more personal stories and stuff about my life and stuff that I've had to deal with. But it has all kinds of different things. My next episode will be about relationships. I've been married 32 years, been with my wife for 35 years. I might have something to say about it. And hopefully there's some tips and stuff I can put in there that'll help you out too. So just want to throw that out there. I don't really advertise much about that podcast, but I'm getting a lot of listeners jumping in to listen to it. I appreciate you out there for listening to it, but I usually I forget to mention it during the end of the podcast. So check that out if you have the chance. And other than that, it's time to go play some Destiny, right, Kingsley? I'm ready to play some Destiny, man.
I already played a lot. Food for me.
Oh, I got a lot more to do. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight live, and we'll see you in the Discord. Later, Guardians.
Bye.
Wait a minute. What button up?